One's a former NFL star turned esports coach.
But I was getting the stink eye from my wife. She's like, "What you doing?" I'm like, "Nothing."
And one's a dad who can't stop playing Rocket League.
These kids these days, they're like, blah, 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 blah. We're used to jump and run.
Together, they welcome you to Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge.
I'm your host, Ahman Green. Welcome to the Gamers Lounge. It's been a couple weeks. We took a couple weeks off. It was Labor Day weekend. There was a lot of busyness going on in all our lives. And also, we'll get Big Voice, what's his name? Big Voice Jon. To get also introducing Rico the rookie, who gets owned by his kids in the house that they live in or something like that. He has two young kids. They're beautiful. They're cute. I went over there one day, Jon, a week ago, to pick up some stuff, and they were kung fuing and karate kicking off the top rope. They're so cute and beautiful. One is like, I think his daughter is the oldest. She's like 4. And he has a 2-year-old son. Oh my God, he's so cute.
Oh man,
he's so cute.
He's busy.
Yeah, super busy. So if you have not been into the Gamers Lounge before, we have a good time talking about stuff going on in the video game industry. A lot of esports stuff because I'm the director and head coach of esports at University of Nebraska, where I played ball and was a student athlete as well, and also from the state, from a town called Omaha, about 50 miles northeast of Lincoln. So we do that. So we got some fun topics. A lot of big stuff happened in the last 2 weeks all over the world, not just in the esports space. We'll talk about it later in the show, but checking in with, I say right now, just Jon. I was going to say everybody, but it's not. And I'll say everybody because the chat too, you could chime in like like the Bear fan said morning. He said morning to you, Jon, as well.
Hello to Bear fan.
Yep. He's doing
85. By the way, still living on that 85. I'm just giving you crap. I'm just giving you crap.
I shouldn't talk crap. A lot of Bears fans do. I would. That was a team. They had my favorite player in football on there.
Ahman, I'm a Minnesota Vikings fan. If they ever won a championship, that would be the year for the rest of my life I'd look back at. So I understand. Yes,
you got to, because you got to revel in it. And this is something I've been talking about in my class. And one of the new classes I'm teaching is intro to sports media, and talking about the participants of the media industry of sports, community of sport, and one of those one of those bodies of people is the fans, and how they drive the sports industry through buying things, supporting their team, complaining about their team, all type of stuff. So I say, since last episode for myself, I know Rico is going to talk about if he comes in, but it was volleyball day, Jon, here in Nebraska, back on August 30th. So about almost a week ago now. A week ago from today was volleyball day in Nebraska. We had a whole day off of school, bro.
School. They let classes out in Nebraska. Yeah.
Yes. I was like, that is boss. So on Monday I had class. I'm teaching my intro to esports, and that's Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And Wednesday or Monday, I break down the class, and it's all right, y'all have a great rest of your day. See you Wednesday. And everybody just stopped. It was like, what? They're like, we don't have class on Wednesday, Mr. Green, Coach Green. I'm like, why not? I was like, because of volleyball day? They're like, yeah. I'm like, oh, they getting on Green Bay level. When the Packers won the Super Bowl, they gave the whole week off, opening kickoff week the year after in 2011. So I'm like, oh, okay. I said, I'm okay with that. Yeah, I don't have to prep for my lesson plan on Wednesday. No problemo. What's up, average historian? So had that, and then watched my Huskers play. They played a great game. It's a tough loss, but a lot can be learned. And you know how fans. So I'm hearing everybody, oh, this and all that. But I'm like, look, it is a first year for Matt Rule and his staff, and what I've seen so far been good. I've seen my team play and been in those situations of how they've been, in a game real tight. And I saw, in the past, I've seen teams that didn't want to finish the game, and they finished the game, even though they had the mistakes. And those mistakes are correctable. They can be fixed. It's just about coaching, and then the players having the confidence in themselves to keep in the mindset of knowing what to do at the right time and not panicking. Because we saw that kind of happen, panic on some busted coverages or holding on to the ball, things like that. And that's all fixable things. And so I'm excited about this game against Colorado. And, of course, we have Dion versus Coach Matt Rule and his staff. And Dion's team, we saw them come out like game busters. But I've been saying this all week long since the game for that game. I watched that as well. I said, what Dion did, as a player coach, he understood what his weaknesses and strengths were or are. And so if you look at the speed of that game for the TCU Colorado game, that team, that game was fast break football.
Oh, okay.
And so when you have a weakness at the O-line, you speed up the game so the O-linemen don't have to block as long. Because as we know, John, living in Wisconsin, to have a pass game, talking about the Packers or any, your Vikings, you have a pass game, you got to have the quarterback upright. That means the quarterback has to be protected for 3 to 4 seconds. 3 to 4 seconds is like ideal for a quarterback to read the defense and get the ball out. So obviously he probably saw that in practice and said, you know what, let's speed it up. I mean, that's one reason. Another reason is to just wear the other team out. Because if you have an up-tempo speed offense, that other team eventually, third, fourth quarter, or even second quarter, they're going to come in like, rotating guys. The big guys get tired before the little guys do. So great strategy by him. And his players showed up, Shadir, I think I'm saying his name right, or maybe wrong. Shadarius Sanders, his son, outstanding quarterback play. The young running back had a great game, 100 yards receiving and about almost 100 yards rushing. And they had several receivers over 100 yards. So this is going to be a game. I mean, it's going to be a game because TV is hyping it up as that. The old Colorado, Nebraska, they're trying to bring that mystique back. But I'm like, look, ain't nothing going to change. You can't bring in what we used to do from the back in the day of having those matchups. It was good games even before I got there. Those games that Nebraska even lost against Colorado, but that were great games that made this rivalry a rivalry. So that's what I've been kind of weathering the storm of fans here in Nebraska. I'm like, hey guys, it's just one game. We got 11 more to go. It's gonna it's not bad. This is not. If I would have saw something else, I'd be like, yes, we got problems. We don't have problems here. The team, I've even heard the players in some of their interviews, they say, hey, we made mistakes. So they know what they did. We made these mistakes. We got to bounce back from it. We got another game coming up at CU to go play them in their stadium. And so hearing that conversation, hearing those words got me just excited, not just about that game, but for the rest of the season, because you got to have that attitude like that. It's you win a game, you lose a game, it doesn't matter. We're 0-1 for a week. Okay, we got to get ready for the next week to try to go 1-0. Have that winner's mindset, and it takes time to grow it. But I think all the spring ball and all the summer training with Matt Rule and his staff and the players, I think they got that. They're on the right track. So, what about you, Sir John?
Okay, I got a few things here. Number one, Bet Online. Let's start with there. Number one source for all your sports betting needs. You're always going to find the latest odds, the team matchup info, the player news, game trends. It's all at Bet Online. And Bet Online features live betting, free contests, giveaways all season long. It's always the fastest and easiest way to bet your favorite sports and events. Whether that's the NFL, it's here, baby. NFL is back.
Kickoff this weekend or tomorrow night.
It starts once it gets
City,
here,
Detroit.
just gets you in its grip until the final whistle in the Super Bowl. So that's the NFL. You've always got all the other sports going on as well. MLB. Head to betonline.ag to join and receive your 50% welcome bonus with your first deposit. Use the promo code BELIEVE. Now that's spelled BLEAV to receive your rewards. Bet Online, where the game starts. Okay, boom. First thing, volleyball day in Nebraska. I call University of Wisconsin volleyball matches, so we're kind of a rival to Nebraska, if you will. Beat the Huskers in the national championship game in 2021. But what volleyball got from that match was just so amazing. What the sport got. It wasn't just Nebraska. And obviously, the highlights, you're going to give credit to them, but it did more than just help Nebraska. It helped volleyball. Heck, it helped women's sports.
Yes.
I mean, in general, 92,003, it was an amazing, amazing sight to see that much support for volleyball and to watch the players walk out of the tunnel.
Oh, man, my God. That was my favorite part, man. That was my favorite part.
Wasn't it?
Yeah.
It was just so cool. So congratulations to you got the perfect day, perfect weather, because that's, that's probably a little stressful not knowing what the weather is going to bring. I start thinking like, do they pull a tarp out and just delay the game? Is it like baseball in a way? I would think that's probably the best way to do it. You wouldn't want to just give up on it after one rain. I don't know how it works. Anyway, well done.
Yeah, well done. Yeah.
Next thing you talked about Nebraska football. And I was going to ask you, hey, guess who they've got on the schedule next? And that's Deion Sanders' Colorado Buffaloes. All right. I am all in on Colorado. I think this is really must-see television for sports fans right now. And I say get on it now because you don't know what the rest of the season holds. You know, maybe they go from here and they end down here. Who knows? And that's part of the reason, Ahman, I want to get your opinion on something, because I watched Deion Sanders. You believe now? I think he was talking to Ed Warder. You believe now? Are you believing? He just kept asking it. And he did it. Listen, Deion, you understand the mindset of athlete better than I do. Deion, that's how he got hyped. That's how Deion was such a great player in the NFL, probably one of the best defensive players of all time. So I understand the mindset. But at the same time, Ahman, I know the media and I know what's going to happen. And if Colorado suffers some sort of 1, 2, 3 game losing streak, if it gets to that, even if it's 2, even if they finish the year 500, even if they finish the year with 5 losses, 4 losses, 3 losses, it depends where they find. The media is going to come back, because it kind of bent me the wrong way that Deion was, y'all believe, Deion, it's 1 game. like you have 11 more games in a bowl game to go. Like, just, I understand your Deion, and I understand your prime, and I understand that's what makes you go. That's what makes the team go. But at the same time, you are setting yourself up if you suffer any sort of losing streak, which 99% of college football does. You are setting yourself up to be criticized beyond belief. Do you see any of that? Oh, hold on. I don't hear you, Ahman. Uh-oh. Is that me? Hold on. Unmute you. So while Ahman gets his microphone all situated, I'm not sure. Maybe hit the refresh button. Maybe it's me. Can everybody else hear Ahman? I can't hear Ahman. I'm checking my. I got you cranked. Anybody in the on the chat, if you can hear Ahman, let me know, because then it's a me problem. If not, but anyway, that was kind of the thing that bugged me the most was kind of how Deion was so boisterous after the game. No, still working on Ahman's. So that's my number 2 checklist. And the last thing I wanted to talk about before we get in, because we've got some great stuff to talk about on the podcast today, some quick hitting news bites. I've got a video as something you missed. Are you back, Ahman? Oh, hold on. Let's unmute you real quick.
There we go. I'm on.
There it is.
I was on mute. How I got on mute. I don't know what the freak happened. All right, here we go. So yeah, Deion. So what was the question? So I can answer.
Are you, like, when I saw Deion, how did you feel about Deion being so, like, what's the right word I'm looking for?
Deion.
Being so Deion, I guess, after the win, because I just thought, like, listen, man, that's 1 game. Like, is there not a sense of humbleness within him?
No, I mean, it's Deion.
Yeah.
We've been watching Deion. I've been watching Deion since he got to the Falcons. And then he went to the 49ers first and then the Cowboys. And I was in the NFL. He was hurt, though, because there was something in my head, being that the athlete he was and how fast he was. I was always in my head, I was like, I want to play against the Cowboys, or I want to play against whatever team Deion's on when I get to the league. He was with the Cowboys, and I want to see how fast I am and he is, to see if he could run me down. That was just being a competitor.
Sure.
And then knowing the person and the player he was, none of this surprises me about the interview, his comments to Ed Warder, because everybody's going to doubt him for many of reasons. You know, being a former player, the whole issue, this stuff I brought up and talked about here on the show, where between NCAA coaches and college coaches, the percentage of African-American coaches or coaches a minority is very low to what is the reflection of the players on the field playing. Mm-hmm. So all that comes in the fray, and he knows that. He worked for NFL Network for 10 plus years. So he knows how these outlets work, how the TV channels work, and what they're looking for, what narrative they're trying to drive. And he's going to be him. So Colorado knew that, what they were getting into when they hired him. Mm-hmm. And he's going to be the same person as a player as he is now as a coach. He's going to be trash talking. He's going to be flamboyant. He's going to be out there, boisterous, loud. People don't like that. That type of person makes most people uncomfortable. And they're just being them. They're not disrespecting anybody. Right. That's just who that's who he has been since Florida State, before Florida State. You know, the town he grew up in, when his mother was raising him and his family, and you know, he had a rough childhood, so he had to be the person he is because where he's from. You know,
it's what makes him successful, right?
Exactly.
And I get it, but at the same time, I heard that I was like, hold on, are we in September? We're early September. I had to look at my watch. Apparently, I don't know why. I looked at my watch to find out what month it was. So that's the only thing that was like, hey man, that's one. Listen, what they did was amazing. I'm all in on Colorado. Yeah. I want to follow that. I want to watch what he's done with the roster has been amazing. But I don't know. I just saw, I was like, dude, that's one game.
Yeah. It's one game. It's one game. Yeah, and that's why I said to my Huskers who lost to Minnesota, just one game.
Just one.
You know, it's just one game. And I know fans are going to be fans. They're going to act like it's cardiac arrest time. That's the end of the world. Oh crap! You know, they're hitting the panic button. I'm like, no, it's September, bro. It's August when the game happened.
Yeah.
So yeah. I mean,
yeah.
So
last thing before we get into it, you said fast break football in reference to Colorado. I love that. I think that should be a thing. I think they should get behind that. I think the media and the commentators should call this fast break football. I love that term, and I never really heard it before.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen it. I played against it as a high school kid, as a little league player growing up in California. I played safety, and I was like, I was just so used to it. I didn't realize how fast the tempo of the game is. And we've seen that. We've seen it in a lot of sports. I say we only really see it in football and basketball. You know, I don't think, baseball, there's no high tempo in baseball. That's not, or softball. You're not seeing that other than fast pitching or fast base running. That's it.
Baseball's become fast break in a way just because they have a pitch clock. Now everybody's, compared to what they were on a fast break.
100%. Hockey. There is fast break hockey.
Oh yeah, I could see that.
There's some there's some fast skaters out there in the pro leagues around the NHL and around Canada and around the world. But that is a scheme that you use with the talent that you have. So as a coach, one thing you do, you kind of survey your talent. You look at how fast, how big, how strong, how their endurance is, how their mentality is, to say, okay, we're going to run this. This is going to be our team. We're going to run this scheme. We're going to be that punch you in the mouth like Jim Harbaugh, what he has in Michigan, what he's recruited players, big, strong, physical. You go down like back in the day, Miami, they weren't big, but they were fast, and there were a lot of I say trash talkers, but in terms of athletic ability was there. Guys like Ray Lewis and Warren Sapp, Michael Irvin, Clinton Portis, Jeremy Shockey, Bubba Franks, Ken Dorsey was the quarterback of that feud to one of the teams, and Andre Johnson. So you have phenomenal athletes, big, fast, and could hit hard and very aggressive. I say very aggressive. And so when you recruit these players, and then you get that transfer portal now for him, he used it in a way that NFL's use free agency. And said was straight up. I was watching Matt Rule's post. I was watching Deion's post all spring long. And in some of Deion's posts, he was talking he's like, hey, the transfer portal, hey, the door is shutting. Or he said something like, well, if you hear, you hear. But if you're not, here's your bags. Get up out of here. We don't need you. I
love the way he's come in there and just commanded the program.
Yeah, and you gotta have that sometimes.
Yeah, it was so impressive how he just went there and was like, this is what we're doing. We're cleaning house. You want in, you're in. Like, you knew exactly what you were getting from the coach. There were no does the coach want me to play? He would tell you exactly what is happening. And I love that.
Exactly. You can't come in and answer questions like that to Deion. He's going to be like, boy, what's wrong with you? You okay? You're like, you okay? So you got to, and for me as a player, I've had coaches like that. So I just be me. I'm not going to, get on that level of trash talking or running my mouth because I'm not good at it. So I'm going to just run my legs and run my body into linebackers and do my job, make tackles, do that. So let's get on. We have some interesting quick hitting news bites. So John, I'll let you start this off. It's something I knew was coming. I knew this was happening.
Listen,
I knew this was happening.
The reason, I don't know why, maybe they're in works of making a sequel to the video game with dogs, perhaps.
I knew this was coming. I knew this.
But remember the game we reviewed, it became just a hit throughout the nation, and that was Stray, the video game. And according to vulture.com, as you're looking on the screen right now, if you're watching, it's being adapted into a feature-length film. All right, so Annapurna Interactive, I believe I'm pronouncing that correctly, is set to become to make that into an animated movie through their division Annapurna Animation. So they got their own video game department. They've got now, which is really smart now, they've got their animation department. They say, hey, instead of making these video games and having a big movie studio produce them, we'll make them and we'll produce them, and then we'll keep all the money. So Stray is becoming a game that follows, of course, a stray cat, and then the gamer that the gamer controls, who's trying to escape an underground city with the help of a small drone named B12. Quote, it's a buddy comedy about a cat and a robot, and there's such a hilarious dynamic. So there's comedy inherent in this, but there's not one human being in the movie. That's according to Robert Baird. I'm reading right from Vulture, the co-head of animation at the studio. Listen, Stray was such a big hit. It makes a ton of sense that it's becoming a movie. And I think this strategy is really interesting, Ahman, is you've got everything in-house. And then you know, because we've seen how successful video games into movies can become. And this is just another one of them.
Yeah, quiet as it kept. There's been several video game drop, series or movies, this being one. And then this summer we had Peacock with Twisted Metal, the whole popular PlayStation video game. And then Gran Turismo, the movie that is telling the story of a young man who was playing Gran Turismo on PlayStation and eventually got a contract to be an actual car racer. So the video game movies and TV show, they're slowly creeping in, and they're actually pretty good. And you don't hear a lot about them. I don't know why you're not hearing a lot about like Twisted Metal. I know Gran Turismo. I've been here. Everybody I've talked to that's seen it, they love it. They're like, oh man, it's good. There we go.
Rico.
What's up, Rico? The rookie.
Hi, everyone.
How you doing, man?
I was wondering, this is a hell of a way for you guys to tell me I wasn't on the podcast anymore.
No, no, I thought the link would you should be able to reuse the same link, but that's on me. That's my bad. I didn't.
No, you're good. I was watching you guys up front at my desk, and I was like, oh man, this looks like a really fun podcast.
I wish I could be on it.
I wish I could be on a podcast. That'd be so cool.
That's like watching the bus go away and you're supposed to be on it. You're like,
oh wow. Oh, that'd be nice.
No, we didn't forget you, bro. It just clicked in my brain. I was like, oh, I got to email my guy the link. So, but no, we're finishing off talking about John's topic here, Rico. Stray, the cat video game. I don't know if you saw that last year when it dropped out.
Yeah, it was a big deal for some reason. Goodness. You get to play as a cat.
I called it then. I said this is going to eventually be a movie or something, and sure enough, here it is. Bam! A year later, not a year to the day, but close to a year later.
I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. You're a cat. That's awesome.
Well, if you're a cat person, which there are a lot of cat people in the world,
okay,
this is a no-brainer. No-brainer.
They're gonna make a movie about a cat just wandering the streets.
Hey,
I could just put a GoPro on a cat. Should I make the movie? I think I could.
Want to think about it. You have a great idea.
You want to be executive producer. You want to
I'll strap a GoPro to a cat and just let it go for a couple days.
The cat ain't gonna like that. I know cats. Cats are finicky. They're gonna be like, man, get this thing off me.
We'll figure it out.
It's actually quite compelling video. I was watching an Instagram video of a cat who had a GoPro or something, and it's like jumping on the roof and like jumping on trees, and you're like, God dang, that's an athletic cat.
Yeah. Only problem is when it tries to squeeze into something, because cats have no bones. The GoPro gets stuck.
Yeah, and then the cat probably freaks out. Yeah, I've also seen a cat video. If you guys seen this, then we can move on after this. Sorry. There's a room full of cats. I don't know what this is, and one cat knocks over something. Have you seen this video? And all the cats freak out. And pretty soon, for about 10 seconds, it's cats freaking out because one thing fell. And now they're jumping on stuff, and other things are falling. One's jumping on the window.
Really? Oh, I gotta find that video.
It's insane, man. The cat
sounds like fun.
You just like stupid cats.
It's probably like when you have a domino on the mouse traps and that one domino fall and all the other ones pop.
That's exactly what it was like, Ahman. Except there's just a room full of cats bouncing off the walls because they're all freaking out.
They just reaction because they think something's in there trying to hurt them. I don't know.
Yeah,
that's what it looks like. Anyway.
Those dumb cats.
Hey man, you better be careful. You better watch your back, man. Cat people, they love their cats down. Rico.
A dog would just be like, "What was that noise?"
I know. A dog.
Yeah. You'd be like, "Huh, that's crazy."
Yeah. There's nothing threatening. We're good.
Yeah.
All
Get
right.
away from me.
There we go. All right, next story on the line here. So we got some big stuff going. I didn't know. I kind of knew we were going to make this announcement, but it is out there now. So the NECC, which is the National Esports Collegiate Conference, and a league that I've played in with my teams for the last 3 years, almost 4 years. So we've been having conversations. So when I say we, I can mention this now because it mentions it in an article here that some of the Big Ten schools have basically, we all been talking about, getting together and doing a tournament or doing a short season of games. And the games that we're going to be playing is Rocket League, Overwatch 2, I believe Smash, and either it's a toss-up between Valorant or League of Legends. So one of those four of those three, and then last two, maybe the two, one or the other game. Because as we know, esports is here. It's at the college level. It's at the high school level. It's soon going to be at the elementary level, all that. But at the college level, we know the support comes from these conferences like the NECC, like Maystar League, like ECAC, but not the NCAA, not that four-letter acronym yet. And then not the conferences. I mean, we see what's happening in high-level D1 sports in the college level, all this realignment of colleges going to be traveling across the country to play games now. But those Pac-12, Pac-10, Big 10, ACC, Big 12, SEC don't have the interest. They just, right now for them, what's more important, obviously, is the realignment stuff. So for that standpoint, we like, you know what? Y'all can go do that. We going to do this. So we basically are banding together, talking amongst each other as coaches and saying, hey, let's get some stuff going. Well, obviously we got to make sure, in terms of naming rights and all that, we don't violate any laws. So we came up this is the name of the conference where we'll be able to compete against each other from other teams in our region, basically in our conference, to have this. And I'm super excited because this is how esports gets done. You gotta, sometimes you're like, you know what, we got to do this on its own. And then if they want in on this, they got to come talk to us or tell us, hey, you got to stop that. But I'm like, well, we don't want to stop it. And it's so many ways to skin a cat. So if you say to stop us, we're going to keep going somehow. And so this is that first step in the right direction to bring esports to what we already know as a high level, but continue to build it out and get on that FBS playoff level. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all know what I'm talking about. That's what we want. We want big games and, big ESPN specials or whatever, talking about Overwatch 2, talking about Call of Duty, talking about Madden players and 2K players, Smash players, like we see for basketball, football, and we just talked about volleyball day here, Rico, so we could talk about that a little later here. But all that is now kind of forming up here in the Midwest with these colleges. Myself, I'm one of the coaches that is a part of this. I've been on conversations about this and getting things moving in the direction for our players here on each and every campus from us all the way out to Maryland. So it's a exciting time for college esports and for myself to be a part of this. I'm very proud and excited to do this as well.
Now, I don't know if you're able to talk about much, but I know going on the post on Twitter that was posted about the Big Esports Conference, I saw Oregon and Washington Esports saying that their logos weren't included yet. I don't know if they've been added to the Big Esports Conference quite yet.
Yeah,
they were kind of sad.
No, yeah, well, I believe when we first started the conversation, that's when the talking was them coming over. And so now, since they made their official, this was made out and probably press release before they had joined our meetings, because like I know SE was already in our meetings, UCLA was already in our meetings, and they had announced that probably like back in like mid-July. So and we've been meeting more times of that time since that time. Excuse me. So it's we're making some people making some people think.
Can I be upset that Wisconsin has a really cool esports logo?
Can you be upset?
What
You like it?
Where do you find this?
It was on the video.
It's on the video. It's
on the
tweet. I think they have one that just has all the pictures of it.
Yeah, I'll find it.
And it's like a controller, but it has like a badger face.
Oh, really?
Like making the control. I was sitting there looking at it at first because they're putting all of them, and I was like, "Who is this?" Like and Rutgers. I was like, It doesn't mention anything about the schools or anything on their logos, so I had to look through and find out which ones they were. But
I have it right here. Hold on.
Wisconsin definitely, in my mind at least, has the best logo.
There it is.
Okay. 16 schools.
All right, let's see if I can name them.
One conference.
Illinois.
There you go. Illinois.
Indiana.
That's kind of neat. I like that one.
Iowa's is cool.
I wonder.
Yeah, Hawkeyes.
Maryland.
Okay.
Maryland.
Looks like Maryland.
Oh, that's easy.
Wow, that's the exact same logo.
They're very good at what they do. Michigan.
Ooh, that's not bad. That's classic. Yeah.
Minnesota. Go for esports.
That just seems weird.
Ooh, Nebraska.
Oh, I couldn't even tell.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Northwestern. It's just a circle.
Yeah, and an N.
Ohio State.
What that is. That's cool. That's a cool logo.
Yeah.
Penn State's.
I like that.
Yeah.
Purdue, because space.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Rutgers.
That's Rutgers.
Ooh.
Ooh.
UCLA.
Okay, very
classic.
like
UCLA cursive.
I like USC's. Pretty fancy.
Yep.
The little S right
like
there.
the
Purdue. Wisconsin.
That's Wisconsin?
Yeah.
Oh, with the Badger face.
It was cool. It's the best one.
Oh,
It's the best one.
Did you see Bucky Badger's face?
Yeah.
The controller, John? Did you
It's
see
the
that?
best one.
That was the most creative one. That was the most creative and thoughtful one right there because it was Bucky Badger hitting in there too.
Ahman, get on your people and get a better logo.
Hey, I like our logo.
I like the logo too.
I love our logo.
But Wisconsin is winning. We can't have John on here with Wisconsin winning the logo battle.
Okay, they got a little Bucky into there.
Can I criticize
Go
the
Big
logo?
Red. That's all I'll say.
Go ahead.
So what I was about to say before Wisconsin came on, I think USC was one of the final ones in UCLA. And I was like, you know what? There is something simplistic that exactly what this is. UCLA eSport. Like there's no doubt if you're just a common person looking at that. And then Wisconsin's came on and it was almost like, I don't even know what school this represents. Like I get it's a Badger, but how many people are actually going to see a Badger?
Like I said, it took me a little bit, but I got it. Like Illinois is cool, the I and the E
and the colors. Yep.
Yeah.
Indiana is just their IU thing.
That's
Iowa's is cool. It's just a Hawkeye with a headset.
Yeah.
And then
that's lame.
They just go with their logos.
That's even lamer.
Like at least put esports in like the little helmet thing.
Like I want to get.
This is great. I know what this is. That's Michigan esports
with a controller or some headsets on them.
John, I get it, but it's not great.
But I like that one.
Okay. No, you're right. You're right. Like
I like the simplicity, and you can do like Ohio State. Like you can do stuff with that, but I feel like you can do like this is pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's Penn State, Purdue's because they keep doing the thing with they have people in space.
Okay,
and then Rutgers doesn't even have their name. Like I don't even.
Yeah, you didn't even know.
Right. These are too simplistic, but still I understand.
This one
I like Trojans.
That one's good.
I like that little thing on the head.
USD's is good.
I see Bucky Badger. Oh, that was creative. Very creative.
I thought that it made a W, but it doesn't. If you could somehow get a W in there.
It does. It kind of does with the analog.
Yeah, but there's no little the little middle part
because they do this.
You have the two little things, but you don't have the little part.
Right. All right.
It's like a goalpost.
Right. There you go. Goalpost.
Man, I love paper football.
It's great.
That's awesome. So Rico the rookie.
Hello.
We got your story up, man. And you got some fun stuff. We kind of already hit on it, but we can't always keep talking about
this.
Yeah,
I heard you guys.
We can always keep talking about this, though.
It's okay.
We can
Volleyball day in Nebraska happened last Wednesday.
Awesomeness.
Look at this crowd. I was down there courtside. It was amazing having everybody around. It was I've never been on a field when the whole crowd is around, and it was so loud down there. It was amazing. There was a little bit of a wind gust, but 92,003 people packed themselves into Memorial Stadium to watch 2 volleyball matches. UNK and Wayne played an exhibition 3-setter. Wayne swept UNK, and then Nebraska and Omaha played, and Nebraska swept Omaha. But it wasn't even about the volleyball match. It was just about the atmosphere, at least for me. Obviously, it wasn't about the volleyball match, but it was about the atmosphere and how many people in this state actually came out to watch a volleyball match, or 2 volleyball matches in this wonderful state that's produced many a wonderful volleyball player. You had the Omaha Supernovas come out, a couple volleyball players for the new professional team, the new professional league that's going to be starting in February 2024, and Omaha's one of the inaugural teams. Nice. This was like a homecoming for a lot of the former volleyball players that have played for the University of Nebraska. John Cook said it himself that he was meeting a lot of the alumni for the first time, because at the Coliseum and at the Bob Devaney Sports Complex, they don't have a lot of room to bring in, whole championship teams or whole teams with their families and with their, husbands, wives, children, grandchildren, all of that stuff. They don't have a lot of room or a lot of tickets to sell to bring them in. So for this, they opened it up for the alumni first, and they bought a ton of tickets and brought their whole families down to finally experience what it was like to watch volleyball at Nebraska. And it did not disappoint, like in the slightest. They had an event. It was like a tip-off event at the Coliseum before. I think it started at like 10. And they had a lot of the alumni there. The team stopped by for about half an hour, and they just got to experience and talk to some of the kids from kids from like 4 years old to adults in their 80s, 90s, telling them how much volleyball in Nebraska means to them. And you could see the emotion on John Cook's not an emotional guy. He's given a speech and he starts tearing up. He's getting choked up. He's crying. All the players start crying. Some of the media members are crying. Everybody in the crowd is crying. Like, it was just a very emotionally packed day. And to end it with this and having the world record was just monumental for, as John said earlier, not just for volleyball, but for women's sports in general. You had everybody talking about this, from the WNBA, ESPN, the New York Times,
I remember seeing
CNN. Talking Yankees podcast was talking about volleyball day. Pat McAfee, like everybody was talking about this.
How could you not? Exactly, right. Man. How could you not talk about this scene? I mean, just look at the scene. It's incredible. It's overwhelming. And here's what I'd like to see, guys. Because Nebraska put 92 here in Wisconsin. I think we just probably just facility wise would be a little bit short of 92 just because of the size of the stadium. But here's what I want to happen more so with volleyball. Go sell out your basketball arena, make an event, get some publicity. I'll tell you what, Wisconsin could sell out Camp Randall or Lambeau Field, and they should probably look at doing that and not just like, listen, the competition of who has the most people watching the game, that's over. Unless you're Michigan and you happen to become really good and you put 100,000 in. So that's over. But what I would love to see is more like, okay, let's just do it for the heck of it. Let's just do it to support women's athletics. Let's do it to support volleyball. Let's show the big hitters in media that this is a very viable sport. And so I would love to see Camp Randall or Lambeau Field. I would love to see basketball arenas at some of the schools who maybe don't think they can get 60, 70, 80,000 in a football stadium. I think Minnesota volleyball could go to US Bank Stadium, and with the right setup and the right concert afterwards, I think they could sell out US Bank Stadium. I think there are probably a small handful that could do football stadiums, but a lot of them could do basketball arenas. And I just think more teams should be looking to move the sport forward in more universities too.
I mean, that's what Nebraska and Creighton did, and then Wisconsin and Florida did last year. They went to the basketball arenas, they sold them out. They had people, up in the rafters watching and taking in the games and breaking those records. And what Iowa women's basketball is doing in October, which is dangerous, they're playing a basketball exhibition in Kinnick. In Kinnick. It's an exhibition against DePaul. They're only selling half of the tickets.
Okay.
But that's what Nebraska was doing at first.
Right.
But
yeah, they'll have to listen. As soon as everyone in Iowa sees that, they're gonna go, "Oh, we'll go watch Caitlin Clark at the football."
Exactly.
Easy.
Exactly. So Iowa and DePaul playing an exhibition match in Kinnick. That's happening. It's in October though, which I don't know if they thought about October in Iowa. It's hit or miss.
Is it early October or late October?
I think it's mid-October.
So like the 14th or the 5th, somewhere in there.
Yeah.
Dude, you're going to be playing 40
degrees.
With
fire. Yeah, you're playing with fire. Or you're playing with ice.
Well, you have to play it early. You're not playing that. If the sun starts going down, this is a bad idea.
Yeah, you got to start it early. But
even if it's a high of 49, like in a little breeze,
they got to wear their tights for sure.
It's going to be chilly.
Some of the NBA players weren't.
They're playing in coats.
Yeah. I said my favorite thing.
Wisconsin will be at Pfizer Forum. That's the Buck Stadium next week. So they got about 17 there.
Yeah. Nice. I know my favorite part about this was the ladies doing and Coach Cook doing the tunnel walk. I'm like, I've done that tunnel walk for 3 years when I was a player here. That tunnel walk, if you weren't ready to play before that tunnel walk and you still wasn't ready to play after that tunnel walk, you got a problem. You don't have a pulse. It was something wrong with you. That to see the ladies doing that, oh my God, it was so hype. I was hyped. Because you were downstairs, I was upstairs with DB and being a reporter, actually in the reporter room where I couldn't talk real loud, but I was like, oh, that's dope right there.
Dude, the like I said, the atmosphere down on the court, next to the court, was electric. Yeah, he was down there. I took a picture of him. It was electric when they block a shot, they roof. It was so like you could feel it in your chest when you had 92,000 people yelling roof.
Yeah.
Like I learned, like I'm getting goosebumps right now just remembering all of it was so much fun.
Yeah, and I can't wait to see a game live where I sit in the crowd because I was noticing the little chants that the fans had. I'm like, these are the experienced fans because it was like you said, when there was a block, they go woo 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 or something.
What are you doing tonight?
I know it's a game tonight. Yeah, it's a game tonight.
7:00.
They play Creighton.
Yes.
I think I'm free. I'll send you a text after the show when I look over my calendar because I know I have classes and I might have a few meetings. But I might be able to make that game tonight.
Perfect. And I know this isn't Nebraska centric, but I know John will appreciate this. Their September schedule, they have one team that isn't ranked, and that's Long Beach State, who beat Texas.
Right. That's all. Like, why is Long Beach State put everyone on everybody's schedules? Because I saw them coming out to Penn State too, and other teams.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Former Nebraska assistant Tyler Hildebrandt is the coach there.
Oh, of course, he got the blueprint.
Yeah. So.
When you got a place like this and you go somewhere else, you just bring the blueprint with you and enact it right away, or the template, whatever you want to call it. Ballers, create ballers, recruit
so
ballers.
Much fun.
All right, let's head on to the best thing on social media. And I'm going to start off this one here. Let's get off there. Let's get that off of there. And let's turn that on. There's some fun stuff out there. And I found something that I love because I love rules. Mm-hmm. I love rules. I love being fair. And so Xbox has helped me out with this. Not helped me out, but helping out all Xbox gamers. So let me get to the share the video here. Let me turn the volume up. And then
strikes. So each strike will carry a different punishment. One strike equals 1 day of suspension. But if you get 4 strikes, it equals 1 week of suspension. Now.
So before the video started, it's basically saying if you have somebody that you're playing against, you can report them. And this is the strike system if you get reported so many times. So this is now, I'll let the video go.
Oh, if you get 8, you're banned for a year.
You're telling me you can't appeal it?
Well, listen, you can get multiple strikes for 1 offense. Profanity and cheating gets 1 strike. But bullying and harassing gets you 2 strikes. And hate speech gets you 3. You can appeal them, and if you win, they'll take them away.
Dude, COD lobbies are done.
Everybody's about to get banned on Xbox.
Wait, what do you mean?
They just implemented a new policy that's an 8-strike rule. But people are concerned with what actually counts for a strike.
Well, what happens when you get 8 strikes?
So each strike will carry a different punishment. 1 strike equals 1 day of suspension. But if you get 4 strikes, it equals 1 week of suspension. Okay. Now, if you get 8, you're banned for a year.
You're telling me you can't appeal it?
Well, listen, you can get multiple strikes for 1 offense. Profanity and cheating gets 1 strike. But bullying and harassing gets you 2 strikes. And hate speech gets you 3. You can appeal them, and if you win, they'll take them away.
Dude, COD lobbies are done.
Everybody's
All right,
about
I'll let that play.
Everybody's about
Yes,
to
kick rocks. See, come online, lose a game, and take it like a man. Take it like a woman. Be an adult.
Okay. I mean,
Don't be an old 5-year-old and spewing out racist, sexist, or you suck comments. Because I report as soon as I get that tech, and then people are so dumb. Sometimes when after they will play a game of Madden and they'll send me a message. So that means I have evidence.
Mhm.
I screenshot it, I send it to the Xbox people, and it says, "Thank you for your submission." I'm like, "You're welcome." Get them out of here.
I mean this in the nicest.
Get your mind right.
I mean this in the nicest and non-toxic way that I can possibly say this.
What about to say?
That is part of the best things that I remember gaming growing up.
What?
Is the just ridiculous off the wall things, and it's not good. None of it was good. It was all terrible. But it's hilarious. The things that people come up with and the insults that people come up with online. Now, hate speech, words such as that, no place for that. But
get out of here with that. That's what I'm
no place for that. But some of it, like there from time to time, you're in a COD lobby playing Modern Warfare 2, right? Back in the day, right? You're playing, everybody's just yelling at each other. You hear one person yell one thing, everybody stops. Everybody goes, "What did you just say?" Mm-hmm. And they like repeat it, and everybody starts laughing, and they're like, "That's terrible, but it's hilarious." Sometimes they're there. Sometimes they're there, but there are lines that you can cross, and some people cross them way too often.
Yeah.
But every once in a while, when you toe the line, sometimes it's a little funny.
Okay.
Where you at, John, on this?
This is a really good idea, and I'm glad it's moving in a direction to try to make people feel more comfortable online. Yeah. Because it does get pretty toxic.
Bad.
Very toxic.
This to me seems like it's going to be very, very difficult to enforce, and they're going to have a lot of issues. Profanity, dude, I swear 1,000 times a day. You think that's going to change when I play a video game?
And now you get reported and you say something.
If you get reported, right? And now they can. Number one, now they can report you for saying F. Oh, you swore, you're done. Number two, you're gonna have a flood of people just banning people to be jerks.
That's what that was the first thing I was like, oh man. I was like, I do love this, but I already know those are the ones that's always mess the system up.
So you can appeal. How many people are monitoring? Is it AI monitoring the appeals? Because you are going to have thousands of these every single hour, every day. Like, how are they ever going to police this?
It's going to be ridiculous, the amount of things that are sent in, because Call of Duty right now, right? You have the mics after you kill somebody, their mics hot for like a hot second. Anytime I die, I get pissed and I just yell out a cuss word. Like that's all it is. Like, it's not
directed to nobody.
But sometimes, but sometimes you're just like, you little piece of, you say something like that.
That's you. Well, you better detrain yourself.
Yeah, you do that, and then all of a sudden you go back on. You go back on, and you can't play for a day because it's like I didn't mean it in a mean way, but I was just, you're in the moment, you're getting hot, and I was like, you son of a.
You just can't direct it towards somebody. As long as you don't direct that, just like, what the French toast, just say it out loud. That's not gonna bother nobody. But if you say you call out the gamer tag and then direct it toward that person, then yeah. Or you say everybody sucks in here, you're gonna get reported most likely.
That's ridiculous.
Even if you don't direct it at someone, it doesn't matter, because all that matters is the person who reports it. Then you're all of a sudden constantly appealing, and now I got to go here, and now I got to do this because I said something. I said there are 25 million subscribers to Xbox Game Pass. 25 million. Oh, yeah. This is like trying to monitor. I don't know how they do this. I think it sounds to me, unless there's a strategy behind it that I'm unaware of, which totally could be the case. Like, actually they're going to enforce it. It actually seems like a solid plan. Mm-hmm. To me, this seems like a huge fail. I'm sorry.
It's a good idea
Yes.
in thought, but in terms of implementing, I agree with John. It's gonna be hard.
We'll see how this goes, but I love it.
They're gonna have to hire like a whole team of people just for complaints. Like,
nobody's hiring these days.
Yeah, what's your job? Oh, I just monitor the Xbox complaints.
I mean,
that's it.
They've been doing this since COVID, so they kind of already got a grip on it to a level. So it's been going on.
How many millions are going to be banned for a year?
Yeah, it'll get rid of the super toxic people.
They've been doing it on Call of Duty already. Like Call of Duty is banned over like 4 million accounts.
But you know what they do?
I'm sorry, 1 million accounts. At least 1 million
okay.
accounts.
Here's my other thing I wrote down.
But you know what those people do is they just make different accounts.
True, but then they get banned again because
and then they make it
a new account. How does this stop? I'm glad you brought that up. That's my other point here. How did they stop? Like, if I got banned, would you not just be like, all right, screw it, John number 2 at whatever, John number. Why would you not just make multiple accounts?
You can do that. It's just the system. They know the system. They know gamers. It's gamers policing gamers because people at Microsoft
you can't trust
are
gamers.
they're gamers. So they know that people can create another account. So, but if they, I'm not saying I don't know the rule book. I'm just thinking off of practical, like logical thinking. Okay, if I'm already a gamer. So if I know there's going to be other gamers that get banned and create another account, they're eventually going to slip up again and they're going to get banned again, because that habit doesn't leave. Okay, they changed the name, but the habit's still there. The trash talking, racial discrimination, harassment, stuff like that doesn't change in the person. Maybe the gamer tag changes, maybe the email changes, but not the person behind that. These keyboard champions or these keyboard bullies, I call them. They don't want to. Back in the day, John, you just walk up in the schoolyard and a fight goes down and it's over. You can't do that. Don't happen today, So
this is the kind of stuff I'm looking for. Hot Sauce on Twitch says they can ban IPs or computer addresses, so people are going to be forced to VPN.
AI, I told you, AI.
Or if a Call of Duty account gets banned, are you going to pay $80 for a new account?
Exactly. Thank you, Hot Sauce.
Hey, those are good points.
Appreciate your Hot Sauce.
Toxic people will.
Exactly.
Because toxic people are going to be toxic regardless.
True. That's true. I'm not saying they're going to go and disappear and disintegrate like in the clip. So,
like I said, I completely agree with this. I think this is great. I hope it doesn't scare people from talking trash. Now, again, no room for racism, sexism, hate speech, any of that.
100%.
But talking trash now, you gotta be careful now.
Just be creative. Don't direct it to people.
But that's what trash talk is.
You want to get permabanned?
That's what I'm saying.
So you got to think about it.
Like,
Rookie,
it's not bullying. It's not being racist or sexist or any hate speech, but it's just like, you suck. Like, and then somebody's going to be like, I didn't like that.
Exactly. They can report you. Bam. Strike one.
Ridiculous.
Imagine if they implemented no profanity in like the NBA.
Any pro sport.
You're out. You're out.
I will be good. I would be good.
Because I have 3 people.
I have my cover words. I have what the French toast.
Yeah.
God bless America.
Yeah.
I feel like you might. I feel like if somebody hits you hard enough, you might slip up.
Sure.
It depends. They'll not. No, I could take a hit without blurring out something. It's when they obviously verbally. If they try to insult me. Verbally, potentially, they just got to know the right words, but nobody knows those words.
They're like, "What's up, Ahman?" They were like, "What's up, Ahman Blue?"
I was like, "What's up?" That stuff goes over my head. I've been Ahman Red. What's up, Ahman Red? I'm like, oh, that's a good one. Ha ha ha! Funny.
Ridiculous.
I'm about to still truck you and get 180 yards rushing. What's good? Let's get it. Yeah.
New idea for a podcast: the Ahman Green and Gold Show.
Oh,
we've done that. I've done that.
Okay,
so
never mind.
We could do it again. I don't think we can.
Hey, John, I think that was a great idea.
Great idea.
Brainstorming.
We could do that again. We could do that. All right, let's get on to I think John's awesomeness here coming at us.
I get these on Instagram all the time. They're just these glitches, and specifically in Madden, but other sports as well. And every time I see them, I laugh. And this is one I sent you guys on our group chat. Watch this glitch. Why is this breakdancing, as Rico said in the conversation? Whee! Whoa! How does this Can somebody explain to me what's happening here?
Hey, for one, that's the best breakdancing moves I've
It
seen
is.
on an Xbox or PlayStation in my life.
You got served.
It is basically a glitch in the game. That's what basically simply put, it's just a glitch in the game. It went from a tip pass to my man doing the best AI breakdance moves I've seen on the internet.
The first little spins.
Yeah.
That's what gets me. It's just a
He like pulls away. He's like, whoa. And then he's like, let me just. Oh,
yeah, somebody's
that's the
got
finish
Booker
move.
T.
You know they do the finish move. Like,
yeah,
he did the finish move.
Somebody's got Booker T over there doing the spin-a-rooney.
So that's the best thing I saw on social media.
When I saw that, that was funny. I was like, man, that happens. I've seen so many weird things. I've seen like my leg on a tackle. Like I got tackled and my leg became a part of my back. It was on my character, on the running back. I was using the Ravens. It was DK Dobbins. His leg went from in the normal right leg position to his back. It was like an extra arm in his back or something weird.
Do you remember the old NCAA football games where you'd be getting sacked? Like you'd go to throw the ball, you'd get sacked, and your guy's arms would be down at his side, and all of a sudden the ball would fly down the field, and you'd like complete the pass. Those are my favorite.
Yeah,
I hope those come back.
It's technology.
I love glitches. I just think they're hilarious.
This is fun glitches. This is stuff you don't have to worry about somebody that's been hacking all day.
They're the best.
It just happened in a game. All right, let's head over. What we got next?
I don't think I sent one this time.
That's okay.
That's on me.
We will go to. Oh, we got game releases. All right, let's go to the audio here. There we go.
It's time for the game releases. Game releases.
All right, we got John up first. Oops, I gotta pause that.
Listen, my strategy, in case you're wondering why we're looking at the game we're looking at on Twitch, is I read them on text and I just pick the one I think sounds the coolest or catches my attention. It's like reading a book, but not by judging a book by its cover. I don't know. This is called Toss with an exclamation point. And here's the reading from Steam. It's time to go bananas. Swing and toss yourself freely across Space Jungle Gym playgrounds as an acrobatic monkey. In this Bananas VR platformer, your agility, timing, and VR gamer skills are about to go on a truly bananas ride. So it is a VR game where you get to be a monkey, and it seems fun. You get to climb and swing on tree branches, and I think, I don't know, it looks to me like something where you'd play it a while and then you'd be like, oh, okay, I remember, that's fun.
You got to memorize it. You know, these are the type of games I will get sucked into. Really.
Oh, you would? Okay.
This seems really fun until you like let go of it on accident, and all of a sudden you
start all over.
You forget you're in VR and you lose your mind.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I could see my wife could do that. She could probably pass out because she'll think she's falling 1,000 feet.
That looks super fun though.
VR, babe.
I would want to put that on my children, and that would be hilarious.
You're not gonna die. You're okay.
You'll be fine. I promise.
I want to see. Are there videos of kids trying VR for the first time and getting scared? Because that's.
That'll be the mission for next week's best thing I see on social media. That's the next week. We got to find videos like that because those videos I've seen those. They're hilarious.
Well, look, if somebody wants to lend me their VR, I'll put it on my child.
Right. I was gonna say, if not, let's just create our own. Let's just start putting VR on kids and laughing at their reaction.
I got a 4-year-old and a 2-year-old. Let's do it.
I'm down.
Oh man, you're gonna have my wife's kids for life.
My wife's gonna hate me. It'll be hilarious.
Yeah,
I'm scared, Dad.
They're not gonna like you. They're not gonna like you. All right, so I'm gonna start off with my game release of the pick, and then once Rico done, we will hit you, the audience, with the game of the month that we're playing. So I'm gonna go here to NBA 2K is out this Friday. I was like, what? Somebody just asked me. I'm like, oh, it comes out in October. I'm like, oh no, it comes out this Friday. So I'm like, oh, dopeness. I'm like, oh, so this edition. I love 2K, and I wish Madden's gonna probably do this because I'm gonna ask them because I was like that one player that said no. So I was like, you got to put me on the cover now because it's a thing. Because right now, I love what NBA 2K is doing. They got Kobe Bryant is gonna be on the cover. I believe again, this is like his second time. And they have different editions. They have the Kobe Bryant edition. They have the Black Mamba edition, where I think that one it's gonna cost you a pretty penny. So it's about $150 for the Mamba edition, and that one's limited availability through September 10th. So through next week, actually Sunday, through Sunday, this Sunday. And
it comes with a year of NBA TV, I think.
Yeah, probably a year of that, and then it is on all platforms, including PC as well. And so now you have a pro play where it delivers authentic moves from the real NBA game film and the players themselves. Dual gen access, so that means you can provides you with versions for if you have PlayStation 4 and PlayStation 5. So next gen and old gen is all mixed together in the same purchase. So you can play on both. So you're basically kind of getting 2 copies in one, which is awesome. I've been noticing that they've been doing that with Madden as well. And like Rico said, 12-month subscription to NBA League Pass. It was courtesy of Take-Two, so you get to watch the games. You should be a fan if you're buying this. I know I'm getting one of those or whatever's left at Best Buy. I'm just one of the guys got to have the real copy. Got a Summer League pre-order bonus. So that means you had to pre-order back in July, between July 7th and July 17th to get that bonus, which is 100 crate virtual currency for your team, for my team, including 50,000 my team points, Ruby cover star Kobe Bryant rookie card, which is dope. All new 2K24 option pack box, 10-pack box, all type of stuff. Kobe cover sapphire card. Man, you get all this stuff.
Wait, is this virtual? Is this like a virtual one?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Let me chime in here real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. Get me with the Ahman. Let me have a meeting with the people from Madden. I'll talk to the 2K people. Virtual cards are fine. No one gives a crap. Here's what you need to do. You need to include in that Mamba edition, like specialty Kobe Bryant cards, and find the one-of-one Kobe. Ooh. And it would increase sales by, I don't know what percentage, but it would increase sales. Yeah. You would have people maybe not even going to play the game, buying the game, giving you $60 just to get a chance. I'm telling you, Lord of the Rings did this through Magic the Gathering, and they had a chase for a one-of-one ring card, and that thing went crazy. And the guy who got it sold it to Post Malone for $2.5 million.
Oh my goodness!
They're missing a huge opportunity. Number 2, I love the gameplay. I love Durant, like the side-by-side of real life and what you can do in the game. That's amazing. It's getting so elite at this level. And then the Curry no look, is that something that you can actually do on the game?
Yeah.
It does it. So if you get a green release, there's like celebrations you can do. So you can put that on your player. Exactly. So you shoot a 3, you get a green release, your player will turn around before it goes in.
Yep. Yeah. And he was doing that on last year's edition where I was playing with Curry every now and then. If I hit it right, he would start running back to the hoop.
Oh yeah. If you could shoot it from like half court and he'd be on the other side of the court before the ball goes in.
That's awesome.
And see what I'm saying? That's trash talking without talking. See?
True.
You can't get reported for that. They're being super picky if they make a report.
I'd report somebody if they beat me by 25.
That means you're a sore loser, Rico. Okay.
Well, that's what people do.
Here's the thing. Man. How do you police that? He swore at me. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Am I banned Xbox? Like, what's happening?
You got to appeal it.
I know. I didn't do it. But he said you did it. But I say I didn't do it.
Well, we believe him.
Hey. You got to have evidence. You got to take pictures, screenshot it, because it's usually in the messaging. What's I said? Texting. Why are you texting and trash talking? You're not thinking.
I love how they put Jordan Poole hitting the shot over Draymond Green.
Oh, they got into the fight last year, right?
Big brain, yeah.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. They know what they're doing.
I'm probably going to get this game.
Oh yeah, I gotta get it. I coach it, so. I'm gonna get it.
I get it every year. I go online.
Let's have a tournament.
I try to become the best center that I can.
Got it.
It's gonna be great. Big fan.
Big fun. Big fun.
I'm telling you, man, the one-of-one Kobe chase, it would blow up the sports collecting world.
It would be ridiculous. The only problem is that a lot of those you try to do it like one-of-one if it's like signed or something. You're not going to get a Kobe card signed.
Yeah. Right. Yeah. So that was NBA 2K.
You could. I could explain later. But yeah.
Gotcha.
Okay.
So for the game of the month.
Oh, I chose the game of the month.
Sorry to cut y'all off. The game of the month that we chose for ourselves here, all three of us will be playing Baldur's Gate 3.
Yeah, we will.
And I've been asking friends about this game that have been playing it, and so we go it's D&D style. So if you ever play Dungeons and Dragons, you pick out your character basically from the womb. So your character will be born by you selecting your species, your body type, your hair color, your facial expressions, your like I said, speech, like who you are in this world of Baldur's Gate 3. So that is going to be a fun part for us to do this month, and then obviously get some footage of it or even play together, because it is about co-op play.
It is
in this game.
You can roll for initiative. And all you can do whatever you want in this game.
Literally.
Like that's the thing is, you know, that you can hit, like they have things where you can flirt with, you can hit on any character in the game. There was this one clip that I saw where this squirrel like told this guy to back up and bit his toe or something, and he was like, I'm gonna kick this squirrel, and it gave him the option to kick the squirrel. So he rolled for initiative. He rolled a 17 plus all of his other perks. It got to like 24. He kicked the squirrel into the tree and it died.
Hey, well, it's on Boulder. This is 3, so this one version.
They said you can do pretty much. It's like Dungeons and Dragons, so you can kind of do whatever you want. Like it's that kind of open world. You know how they have like Skyrim or Diablo or things like that, where it's open world, but there's certain places you can't go, certain doors you can't open. In this one, they say, they said in this one,
thank you, Dior.
If there's a door that you want to get through and it's made out of wood, you could probably burn it with a fire spell. If you don't have fire spells, if you have an axe, enough hacks, you can get through it. So pretty much you can do just about whatever you want, Dungeons and Dragons style. There are some limitations because it's a video game, but for the most part, there's not going to be a place that you quote unquote can't go because of how open it is. Comes out on PS5 tomorrow.
Today.
Today.
And Starfield is out today. That was the other game we were considering. But this ruled out. This got picked. This got chosen. This got voted on. So Baldur's Gate 3 is going down. And also, you get to choose from 12 classes and 11 races from the D&D Player's Handbook. So that's where it is, D&D. So 12 classes, 12 races of identities that you can create here on the game. So it's going to be interesting to see what you two do. I got to see who y'all create, who you see as your virtual Baldur's Gate self.
So I played Baldur's Gate 1 and 2 on the PS2 and the PS3.
Okay.
And I played those with my mom and my sisters because it was, split screen. Well, not split screen.
So you must have been like high school, junior high school?
Yeah, junior high and high school, and so much fun. So as soon as I saw this was coming out, I got so excited. My only issue is that probably with the PS5, it's going to be like Diablo, where there's about 5 or 6 buttons that you can put your spells or your attacks onto, as opposed to PC, where you have the whole long line of things on the bottom, where you have, all your keys and your mouse and click and all that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll be limited to like 6 or 7 things I can do.
Interesting. I'm excited. Like I said, I want to see what y'all create. How you see yourself in the Baldur's Gate world. That's what I'm super excited about. What about yourself, John?
I'm setting up my Steam account right now. So if anybody wants any suggestions for my Steam account name, I'm taking suggestions. But I'm just listen. You guys hype this up. I'm curious as to see how I'll respond to this.
Don't be scared, John.
I'm not going to be scared.
It's an open world game. You can do what you want to do.
Okay.
Be who you want to be.
So there's this one. She's in this trailer. I'm waiting for her to show up. It's the girl that looks like she's like a devil and like made of fire.
Oh yeah, I saw her. I know you're talking about.
She's the one in all the clips. Everybody is like hitting on her, and she's like very into your character if you play your cards right. But like the thing is, she's like made of fire, so it's like if you touch her, you burst into flames. So people are like, I have to find a way where me and her and my character could get together and do like it's kind of funny.
It sounds funny. Sounds interesting.
Okay.
Oh,
it's dirty, but it's funny.
It did sound a little risque there. I was like,
just a smidge.
Just a smidge. So there you go, John. You got some stuff to do. I'll get that to you today. So we are going to be playing this game for the month, and then at the end of September, we're going to recap it and hopefully maybe try to get some streams together here on the channel with us playing together and see if the teamwork will make the dream work.
Can I go PS5 to PC with you guys?
I believe. Well, it depends on the game. If the game usually does cross-platform when a game has been on PC and now is on both console as well. Usually it does, but we will find out.
Okay.
All right, and if not, we'll make the adjustments to do that. So
we'll figure it out.
All right, let's hear go on. Did we? Yeah, we did game release. No, we didn't. We didn't even do the audio for game releases.
We did.
Did we? Okay.
Yeah, you played
it. All right, cool. All right, next audio to wrap this thing up.
Row, row, row your boat gently up the... sorry. Excuse me. It's time for What's on Stream.
All right, What's on Stream. I know it's been a few weeks, people, and we have a couple last episodes of Secret Invasion that we're talking about here. We're right at the tail end. We got 2 episodes to go.
I think, there's 6, and I think today we're talking about 4.
Tell me what the hell you're doing.
Yeah. So we got Brody, we got Nick Fury, we got the Skrulls. We got a lot of damage going on with people because Gavik, which I think Gavik is he technically Nick Fury's son?
No.
Okay, but he knew him since he was a small Skrull.
Yes.
So, because I remember going back, I watched the first episode where I saw Nick Fury's wife standing with young Gavik, and I'm like, oh, wait a minute, I was like, is that his son? Because she's like introducing him, and then you saw the other Skrull, what's his name, the dad, Talos with his daughter. Yeah, so they showed that. I'm like, wait a minute, is that his kind of like his stepson, basically?
Yeah, no, I think I think they said that his parents died or something, and he fought his way off of somewhere, and that's how they found him, and that he's there with them now.
Right now, it makes sense, and now it makes sense. All the anger, all the pent up aggression,
because he did all that to get to them, and then Fury promised them this stuff, and then disappeared.
So. We're in this episode. Basically, what's the nuts and bolts of this episode is they're enacting their whole diabolical plan to take down, the big nations, the countries of the world. So Gavik has obviously a second plan of a terrorist attack at the UN, but Nick Fury catches wind of it. He catches wind of basically all the double crossing, triple crossing going on because we have Skrulls that shapeshift, and we have government people that are humans that you still can't trust going on here. And he is still, when I say he, Nick is still trying to piece together him being gone from the blip, and then how to heal his relationship with his wife being gone from the blip. And then obviously the conversation of, do you really trust me? Because I'm a Skrull. Conversation comes up a few times. And, I like that scene right there where Gavik, Asalios is like, man, you better get my daughter's name out your mouth. And so things going to happen. But then, and all in all, that's where we are. They're still trying to investigate who and what and when, but also knowing that it's a bigger thing of now, because what you saw in that one scene when Gavik got stabbed, it's going to come up, get stabbed by Nick Fury in his hand, and you saw something different. He healed up instantly, and you're like, oh, wait a minute, game changer. What's going on here? So you got Skrulls that will eventually be superhuman, and that's Gavik's plan to enact the serum that's been, created by
one of their doctors, one of their Skrull doctors.
Yeah, Skrull doctor, yeah. And so now they try to enact that plan of get every Skrull that is on the initiative here of the plan Get them injected with this serum so they become super scrolls, basically.
Yeah, he said something along the lines of they can become anybody. So now what they want to do is have any powers.
Exactly.
So now when they change into somebody or something like that, they'll have whatever powers they want due to, them being super scrolls. So on the list that they went through, I think it was episode 3 that Talos's daughter Gaia went through, you had Groot, you had
Hulk.
you had Hulk, you had one of the underlings for Thanos.
Yep.
You had all of these things that you could now use their powers,
and that's a problem.
That's a big problem because they can be whoever they want and they can use whatever powers they want. Right. That's terrifying.
They could actually look like the Hulk and then have Hulk powers too.
That's terrifying. They can heal themselves. They can use energy blasts. You have roots grow out of their hands.
So literally any character from the Marvel Cinematic Universe of the Infinity Saga, they can gain that strength and power. Villain and hero.
Not like they aren't already
true.
Super powered.
Exactly. But I mean, to be able to shape stuff, that's obviously a great power to have, but obviously not a power where you're going to dominate a room with pure strength, but you can fake people out and be nimble on your toes. John, where you at on this episode?
I'm still catching up to you guys.
Okay. All right.
But I will say this, the intro, I don't know if you guys talked about the intro of Secret Invasion. I don't know how much attention paid to that, but it caught me. I was like, wait a second.
The actual intro to every show or the intro to the episode?
To every show, like the main. Yeah. And I said, wait a second, this looks a little, it's all done by AI.
It is.
Yeah.
People were pissed.
Yeah, I can see why.
Because you could have hired people to actually do this, but instead Disney and Marvel were like, nah, we'll just have a computer do it.
Yeah, well, either they were hopefully just testing something out to see how it works.
Don't test it out. Use people. You don't need that. You have people that can do that.
True. What I'm saying, they can't really just assume they did it like that. Or
Disney and Marvel have enough money to hire people. Yeah, that's not a problem.
They just want to see what AI can do.
Yeah, I'm gonna report them to Xbox.
You gonna do that?
That's what I'm gonna do.
This is I was gonna say this goes back to Xbox.
But how you gonna do it? We're not on Xbox though.
I don't care.
Well, if you download this, you could technically try to report Disney Plus.
Ban them for a year for bullying.
So you figure out a way to go onto your Xbox, download Disney Plus, and report Disney Plus to Xbox. Just let me know how that goes.
Perfect.
Let me know how that goes, Rico.
I'll do it.
The rookie.
First, I need to buy an Xbox.
Oh my god, I would love to see that first message they send to you. Like, what? Really?
Like, what are you
serious?
Doing? You know what I'm doing, Microsoft.
Who is this guy?
Who is this guy? Who is this guy?
But he has a point.
True. But no, good episode. So now we're getting into we've already been in the long into the weeds here. But the back and forth cloak and dagger part of this series, which is the part I love because you really don't know who to trust here. And that works in the movie TV series area because obviously you want to make a TV show interesting, something fun to watch, and then not knowing who to trust is always good for FBI, espionage, and all that fun stuff. And so in this scene right here, this is where he's questioning his wife because she's a scroll, but she's been talking to Brody, who is not Brody. If you know that, if you've seen this, spoiler alert, that is not Brody. That's not Agent Brody right there. That's another scroll.
He said it. I
gotta help you, bro. I told you this. We know this is spoiler alert city, John.
Listen, in this whole TV series, I've come to learn that everybody's basically
a scroll.
Just assume everyone's a scroll at 100%.
Some point. Except for
Nick. It's cool, but at the same time, it's really annoying.
Right?
Because I'm sitting here and I'm just like, oh yeah, this is cool. And then like he stabs Gravik's hand and everybody stands up and turns into Gravik. And I go, this is ridiculous.
I was like, that's gangster.
This is ridiculous. He called him into a public place so that he could have people so that he wouldn't do anything. And guess what? Everybody's on his side. Oh,
watch
man.
His back.
You
That's
can't
gangster.
That's with Skrulls. You can't go into a public place because it's not public. They're all Skrulls. They're probably all Skrulls. You're in trouble.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Exactly.
Ridiculous.
They're gangster.
You're just like, oh, I love this person. Psych, it's a Skrull.
Gotcha.
It's probably already exists today in real life.
Yeah,
Don't,
I mean,
don't.
We've been seeing clips.
What? Don't what?
Finding shapeshifters on airplanes and other places in the world today.
You guys are crazy.
No, you don't want to believe it's real. You gotta believe, bro.
I believe in conspiracy theories. I don't believe in that.
In what?
In shapeshifters, lizard people.
You bet they believe in you because they're here.
They're not. They're not here.
I mean, listen.
Somebody
the universe is infinite. I'm sure there are shapeshifters somewhere.
I'm sure there are. I don't think they're here yet. I'm sure somebody would have slipped. Somebody would have slipped up at some point, and we would have seen it.
No, all they've been doing it on purpose.
You think the government's that good?
No.
You think they're that good that they can keep that a secret?
It ain't the government. It's the aliens. They're doing their own thing.
The aliens are keeping the government.
The government, they already talked to our governments years ago, and they're like, you know what? We ain't listening. If they don't listen to us, they don't listen to their people. So we're going to do our own thing.
I need proof.
But did you guys see the Department of Defense's newest UAP videos?
No.
There's literally a sphere in one of them. This is from the United States Department. This is the government.
We're going into deep in the weeds on some other stuff here. This is not a gaming lounge talk conversation.
I think it is. And there's the sphere just going across a little tiny, I don't know how big it is. It's a circular thing that they're like, I wonder what that is.
Well,
how do circular things fly?
It's safe to say we're done with Secret Invasion.
Yeah.
Look at that.
We got episode 5 next week. We'll break it down, recap that. But right now we on this alien thing and shapeshifter thing that Rico.
Look, I don't believe it. I believe the aliens because I don't believe that we're alone in the universe. I don't think there's any shapeshifters on this earth quite yet.
Yeah, I would probably agree with that.
What would you do if one knocked on your door?
What's good?
You would talk to them. You have a conversation.
What would I have a choice?
What if you showed up to your front door?
I know. What if they showed up as you or your wife? What would you do?
What's good?
Yeah.
What's going on?
I'm like, hey, homie. I'm like, come on. I don't have a lot of food in the house, but I got some smoothies I can whip up real quick.
Hold on. Why are we doing this? And then we would just talk. We would hang out.
That would be a good prank if you got like some good masks and you like made one of somebody you wanted to prank and you kind of showed up at your house looking exactly like them and saying, listen, you have to listen to me. I'm a shapeshifter from the universe and you could really mess with some people.
Oh my God.
I am you 8 months from now.
Oh, or time traveling. Sure.
I am you 8 months from now. Listen to me very carefully.
And then you just run away and you kind of keep your distance so you don't get too close.
You gotta be careful who you do that with. You might get beat up or something crazy.
Somebody might lose their mind. That'd be a But you know what? You know what, John? I'm down.
What's up, Coach Lou?
It would get a ton of clicks.
100%.
Yeah, if you go for that. I'm
you from the future.
All right. We're at the end of the show on that note. No, good conversation. But we'll be back here next week. Same bat channel, same bat time, 10 a.m. Central Standard. Ahman Green's Gamers Lounge, and more stuff. Games of the week. We'll give you an update on how the game of the month is playing out for us, what characters we made, and what they look like. And more. It's always news going on around the world. Oh, something. Dang it. I missed one clip, but I'll bring it up. eFuse, TL organization for College COD League and College Car, so Rocket League too. I forgot how it got. College COD Ball. Unfortunately let off a lot of their employees. So right now they don't have a college COD season or a college Rocket League season competitively. So that is something my players, my teams, and a lot of teams in college are looking to compete somewhere else. So that is another subject conversation. What is going on? What are the kids in the back doing right now? What's up, kids? And yelling the kids in the back of the classroom messing around. See, this is why I sit in the front. So I didn't see all the nonsense going on.
Do your thing, Mr. Sorry. Adult.
But so Ear's playing it. So yeah, Ear could join us too. He can gallivant with us around the Boulders Gate world. So everyone, great job, John. Great job, Rico the rookie. Oh, he's messing around now. Great job today, man. Get your game release pick in next week, and so we can talk about that. have a good time. So everyone in the chat, Eeyore, Hot Sauce, the Bear Fan, the Average Historian, Notorious Afro, and Tantalus Internal, and Coach Lou is in the house. Thank you for coming in the stream today. Like I said, we'll be back next week for more of this. We have Rico, and that's why he is the rookie. He is being a child over there having fun. And John, too. He's joined the shenanigans here on the Gamers Lounge. But everyone have a good rest of your day. Volleyball for me and Rico. So we're going to be talking. Got to see those ladies play against them. The Lady Huskers playing against the Blue Jays tonight at 7 p.m. What is going on? I didn't lost control of my Gamers Lounge, man. It's time to go, y'all. Everyone, have a great day. Enter the esports class with me in about an hour. Peace out. Love. Be safe. Watch some college football. Watch some CU Nebraska. And watch some NFL coming up on this Sunday. We are out. What is going on?
So dumb.